G'yas and hello, I'm Darth Leon and this is Let's Play Phoenix Wright as I told you in the last episode. Okay, maybe I should not make this joke again. In the last episode we found out that Lana Sky used forged evidence in the SL9. That, yeah, that's actually about that. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. Sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. Never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joy Darky killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about the killings but me. Lana wanted Darky convinced so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in this file. Joy Darky's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did that have to do with you? Wow. On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joy Darky tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... yes. I was a witness in the Joe Darky trial. Didn't see that one coming. Well... It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joy Darky. It seems like he was running for someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joy Darky tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. Wow, I'm really good at reading. When I saw what I saw burned the picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture. I don't remember the moment when Darky stabbed Mr. Marshall, so you weren't able to testify about that. No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bonus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of it would have mattered. None of it would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. Poor guy. So I guess that's the end of my counter. There's no point continuing it. These are no longer rumors. These are... they are true. I mean, he didn't want it, but she became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. Well, at least he's proven innocent, at least to us. But, well, he never really used any, forged any evidence. Like Von Karma and like, I don't know, Lana. He never made up evidence. He may have been an ass and willing to lie in the court, yes, especially in the first case. Sorry, second case. But yeah, he is actually a good guy. Darcy knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, he must have been 14. That's understandable. See, now I feel bad. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. You were wearing a coat in that picture, but sure. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make it an airtight case. That way, Nana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What's this? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer would come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. Oh, there's no mystery there. Really? John Dyer has been taken for questioning today. Taken in for questioning, you mean by the police? Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across the elevator. Across the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. What? She was the best in the entire force. Yeah, that's all news to us. After the Joe Darty case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. Yeah, sure. And I'm really bad at reading today, I don't know why. I'm sorry, guys. Yes, that's the evidence, and I really do not need the evidence now. That's like 30 pages of evidence. February the 24th. Detention Center Visitors Room. Why am I reading this again? Lana. Miss Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. Telling you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh, about how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SLNA incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about the unusual change of jobs? Suppose you have the right to know, Mr. Wright. I have all the rights. That's why my name is Mr. Wright. Sorry, bad jokes. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen. I expect as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believe in you, Lana. I believe that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of that matter is that at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana, what the witness, Mrs. Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, it doesn't involve just me. Don't think I've ever heard, I've ever seen. Wow. Maybe I should just stop reading and just start playing the game. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. This is also a cool picture. They still talk about the cases she and Chief Gant carved together. Chief Gant? When he was then he was the vice head of criminal affairs, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant, he was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could later use that experience in court. Gant's help in the SL9 case was critical in its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Darky. Second in command? That means the chief detective was no doubt Damon Gant. Yes, Detective Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. Who led the team for the best detectives? We led the team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jerick Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. What? Without a doubt, Joe Darker was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when the last murder took place, when he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Darker. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Detective Gunn and Prosecutor Marshall were the ones questioning Darker that day. The investigation was in the final stages when Darker must have panicked. He waited until Gunn and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Detective Gunn and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run into the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filling some papers while Gunn and Marshall were questioning Darker. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, and Emma, who had passed out. Oh, and the suspect, Joe Darker. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Darker was incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. Wow. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her after all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Darker under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence, Did you see the guard behind her? He was involved too. I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial would have was involved in that incident just by chance. But the case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to the extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Darker. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case might be not just over yet. Emma was assaulted by Darker at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant and that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Maybe we should. I don't see Detective Gamsu anywhere. Things seem kinda quiet out here. That's right, the head of the department seems the same though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right, we can come back here later. What? I'm supposed to come here? Oh, no, I'm not supposed to come here. Sorry. It's not the police department, it's the police entrance. Sorry! Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out the way when I woke up this morning. Que sera sera. I don't know what that is. You never know where life leads you, huh? Maybe it's la vie. I shouldn't have known my luck had been out when old Billy dried up this morning. Old Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Where do prosecutors head west? If ever there was a case that I needed to know the truth about, it's this one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Sorry, man. Something was fishy about the trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either, all the detectives thought so. What do you mean fish? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean the switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was so darkish, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound of the victim. Well, with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there is a good chance the knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. But the facts had been concealed with forged evidence? No, obviously. The case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. I've got the looks, but he got the brains. He's not half bad looking either, I mean. He was the one of the best prosecutors around. I had just met detective when he went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You don't mean King of Prosecutors? Not that again. Why are you looking at me like that? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day of the SL9 incident took place. That wasn't the same day as... That's right, it was the day of the evidence transfer. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. Can't believe 2 years had gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in the investigation, save one, was taken care of. Mrs. Starr was fired and I demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough to not be too obvious. They? What are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Grant and Lana Sky. Chief, Detective Damon Gant and his second-in-command Lana Sky. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard that duo. The case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the kick sent Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah. Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. Wow, I'm really good again. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective. Now that she mentioned it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Mambina, but your secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Ellsworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a verdict, but someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina.